Hey guys, it's Sarah J, and how are you this evening? Good to see you guys on here. So, as you may have read from the title, I detoxed the shit out of that, right? What am I talking about? I'm going to talk tonight about detox and how that impacts us when we're doing any kind of program. Hey Rima, good to see you, darling. So when you go into any kind of weight loss program, right? And I just looked at my hands, I've got half pink nails and half no nails because I've ripped these off because I was like, biting at them. Good to see you guys. Hey Jan Lorraine, hey Kim Thorne Arthur, hey Jessica, thanks for joining me. So when you do any kind of weight loss program or health change or anything like that, there's a good chance that you are going to detox. All right, because the first thing we do when we start any kind of health kick, and it's New Year's, so lots of you are starting health kicks right now, the first thing we do is we cut out the crap. We stop drinking 55 coffees a day. I've got it down to 2 from my previous 8 to 10. I horrify people when I tell them I drink that much coffee, but I was using it as my energy boost because the food I was eating was not giving me the nutrition that I needed. Thank you for all the love. Hey Kirsten, good to see you, darling. So when you cut out the crap, right, your body goes, hang on, I was relying on that sugar. I was relying on that coffee. I was relying on those preservatives, those colors, those flavors, and I was relying on that alcohol to get me through the day. And oh, sorry Rima, it's my fan, hang on. Oh, there you go, all gone. Thanks for that, babe. I was, your body's relying on those things to get you through the day because you're not eating good food. And even when you are eating good food and you're adding in all of these nasties and crappies and what have you, which, let's face it, we all slip into bad habits, we all do that stuff. But when you take it out, your body craves it. It's like a drug. Sugar has been known to be just as highly addictive as a lot of drugs out there. And that is a true fact, right? They've done studies on it. They've watched how the brain lights up when sugar goes into the system versus when major drugs go into the system. So it really is pretty scary. So when you take that out of the system and the body wants it, it starts to play up a little bit, right? Because one, you'll go through cravings, okay? We've got an amazing product we use called Sugar Balance, which helps with that because it just gives you, it's cinnamon and chromium, and it just goes under your tongue or in a glass of water and it helps you through those. So man, I'm not living on those at the moment, I can tell you. The other thing it does is it starts to release the toxins, because when you stop layering and layering and layering those toxins into your system, your body actually has the opportunity to clear them out, especially if you use a supportive nutrition routine like we do, where it actually helps the body to purge those toxins, because the toxins get stored in your fat, right? They get stored in your fat. They sit in your organs and they get stored in your fat. So when your body starts to break down the fat and you start to release it and lose weight, unfortunately, those toxins will go through your system. All right, especially in the early stages, and they will come out in a flurry. So why do I talk about this? So last night was my first night on the program. So I started yesterday morning, first night last night, and I didn't sleep. 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm still like, oh my gosh, because my body is flushing with all of these toxins. Now, what happens when we sleep is when our body rests and repairs itself. But when all these toxins are flushing through, it's going, hang on, I've got to work really bloody hard to clear these out of my system. And it keeps us wired, right? It keeps us awake. So some of the things you can expect to experience in a detox: headaches is going to be the first and foremost. And it's kind of like, it's not a headache like oh my God, I've got a headache. It's just like this tightening band around your head, and it just sits there and it's really quite dull, and it hits more so at night and into the morning because the body has done its work through the night. So you might wake up with it in the morning. It'll generally clear throughout the day, but then it will build back up. Well done, Sakshi. It will build back up through the evening. Now, my go-to, obviously, stay hydrated, drink plenty of water to help flush those toxins through your system. We do 3 litres of water, so that's not an issue. I'm on 2.5 at the moment. I've got one more big glass to drink before dinner. But also rest when you can. All right, so because your body's working so hard at night, your sleep won't be very good for a few days. So if you can grab a little nap during the day, which I did today, and my nap, actually, I got woken up from my nap by one of my team going, where are the links to our Zooms tonight? And I woke up and it was like 10 minutes before my Zooms were supposed to be on. And I'd had a 3-hour power nap because I'd had such crappy sleep last night. So the headache can be there. You can also get a bit fidgety because all those toxins are coming through your system. You can also get a little bit nauseous. And the need to urinate frequently. Obviously, we start off the program and we go straight into 3 litres of water. So straight away, you're doing more peeing, right? That's a good thing, because I always say to my clients in particular that every single pee you do is a squat. So look at it as exercise. It's as close as I'll get to exercise. I actually managed to say the word, yay. I usually go, exa what? That, you know, that thing you do, that exa what? Exercise, right? So that's the closest that, you know, some of us get to exercise, doing a squat when we have to pee 55 times a day. But getting rid of toxins can also, the body's natural trigger to that is to flush it through the system. So you will urinate more frequently. And sometimes you can have looser stools, right? Because again, the body's just going, get it out. Didn't probably need that visual and audio, but you know what I'm saying. Body wants to clear it out and purge it. If you get nausea, however, all right, if you get nauseous and you get what these called a detox flu, where you actually really feel like shit, that is a signal that your body is detoxing too fast and you need to back it off. So whatever you're doing, don't care if it's my program, someone else's program, whatever, if you start to feel really quite ill, you need to back it off a little bit and just not introduce the crappy foods, but eat a little bit more food, drink a little bit more water, get a little bit more rest, okay? Because it's a signal that your body is detoxing too fast. So detox flu is a symptom of that. So nausea, can be vomiting, that kind of thing, and make sure you're aware of it. Some of the things that can help to get good sleep. Like I said, you've got to rest a little bit during the day, like my 3-hour power nap today. But you can use some essential oils, all right? You can use lavender oil, not on yourself, but actually in a humidifier in the room is really good for lavender oil. Peppermint oil is really good on the temples, the back of the neck, and I pop it here because then what happens is it heats up around this area and you're breathing in the oil, right? So it's going up your nose. A nice herbal tea will also help. And I know these sound a little bit fluffy, wuffy and airy fairy, but you know what? Remedies like that have been with us for centuries and they've always worked. We just would rather go for a pill or a potion nowadays because that's what our doctor has we've been indoctrinated to go to the doctors, go to the chemist and get something off the shelf. If you do feel the need, however, that your headache, you've got to work and your headache is kind of there and it's limiting your functionality, my favorite go-to, and not a lot of people know about this one, not a lot of people use this one, is Aspro Clear. All right, now my doctor put me onto Aspro Clear when I was a migraine sufferer. Now, I suffered migraines every month, every month. And I suffered them without fail, and every single month I would end up at the hospital having pethidine injections to help stem the migraine. Now, with Clint being FIFO, man, that was not easy with a small child because he's been FIFO for, since Tegan was 5 or 6. So she got quite good. We would drive to the Harvey Hospital, which is about 25 minutes from me, and she got really good at knowing when mummy's head goes into the bucket and she pulls the car onto the side of the road, her job was to put the car in park and pull the handbrake on, right? Because that's how bad migraines used to wipe me out until my doctor, who was also a professor, said 3 Aspro Clear in a small shot of water, because I used to vomit with it too, right? So 3 Aspro Clear in a small shot of water and lay down for 10 minutes. Oop, I've got an alarm coming through to remind me to take my nutrition, and it would be gone. Or it would certainly ease to the point where it was just a normal headache and not a migraine. Now, I'm not saying that that can fix your migraines, okay? There's my disclaimer. Not going to say that that will cure your migraines, but that is what I used for my migraines. So that is kind of my go-to. A couple of Aspro-Clear is my go-to if I can't function through a detox headache. All right. So guys, if you plan to change your health and if you plan to change, what you eat and get rid of the crap and make those changes, don't be deterred by the detox. All right. That is the body's basic function of purge. Okay. It's your body doing its job. It's getting rid of those nasties that are stored in your fat and stored in your organs. And the only way out is out. All right. We've got to sweat it out. Deep breathing can also help because we breathe toxins out. So deep breathing exercises, again, I know it's the fluffier side of stuff, but it works. You've got to get those toxins out and you've got to let it run its course. So don't let the detox turn you off. All right. The end result after 2 or 3 days is that you come out of it, you come out of that fog and you feel bloody amazing. And I know I've got some clients on here that are watching who have done the program with me in the past, and put it down in the comments, guys. How good do you feel once you've got through that detox phase? I want to see you put it in there. I know there's a delay on the live, so it'll probably happen after I've shut off, but it's definitely worth it. All right. Don't let it deter you, because the benefits to making these changes, the benefits to me, to not drinking alcohol, to not drinking 10 cups of coffee a day, to not consuming copious amounts of sugar, not going for processed foods as a quick and easy fix for dinner or lunch or breakfast or whatever, and not eating shit, right? The benefits that I feel are just absolutely amazing. Thank you, Shona. Shona's popped down. She feels amazing. And thank you for all the beautiful love hearts. Kim Corkery, she feels empowered when she does it. It is absolutely brilliant. And it's so worth the investment of your time and your money to follow a program. If you guys want any more information, I'm more than happy to share it with you. Doesn't matter if you've got 5 or 50 kilos to lose. It's all the same, right? We all go through exactly the same stages through weight loss, because what I can tolerate on my body is different to what you can tolerate on your body. And some people can't stand just having 5 kilos on. Some people can tolerate a lot, like me. I tolerated right up until about 35 kilos before I went, you know what? Can't do this anymore. Not this time, but the first time I lost weight, right? I'm not losing 35 kilos this time. But the first time I lost weight, that's how much I lost. And my body was just screaming. It was just screaming that it can't do it anymore. So guys, I hope that helps you to understand the process of detox. Thank you so much for joining me. A shout out to Michelin Hilton. Thank you very much, beautiful, for sharing my live last night. There were 2 other shares, but you didn't drop your name in and I didn't find it. So sorry, can't mention who that is. If you choose to share the live, please make sure you go back and drop into the comments that you've shared it, whether you share it into your people pages, your personal pages, don't care. If you find this useful, get it out there, because there's people going through detox all over the place right now. It's New Year's, right? So people are doing health and wellness programs. All right, that's it for me, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. And I look forward to seeing less of you, as in less of you, tomorrow night. Thanks, guys.